Welcome to Spark the Change India and the SparkCafe, where we're having global conversations about change. So welcome everybody. Today is another new day for the SparkCafe, which is very exciting. And we are coming to you today across 3 time zones again. Well, 2.5. Technically speaking, we just discovered. So, my name's Elizabeth Plouffe, and I am your sort of host for SparkCafe. I'm here in Ontario, in Burlington, and I run MCV Communications. And I'm thrilled to be a part of the Spark the Change India team for communications and a little bit of event support. And welcoming today to the SparkCafe, we have the program chair, the conference chair, Sarika Karbanda.
Hello.
And then we're welcoming our guest today, who's also one of our amazing speakers, which is Chovan.
Hi.
And we just discovered that some parts of the year, Karen and I are 2 hours apart, and other parts of the year, we're only an hour apart. So that's welcome to Canada.
Yeah.
We're a funky breed. So I'm just going to do a quick introduction to Sarika, just so that and I have to put my spectacles on because otherwise I could read something that's not great. So Sarika Karbanda is an entrepreneur and lean change facilitator, coach, and trainer with over 20 plus years of experience working across the globe. Her passion is be the change you want to see in the world. Her global experience in helping organizations transform and increase business agility has spanned, deep breath, Poland, the Czech Republic, the Nordic countries, the UK, India, Singapore, and the US, and soon to be Canada. Woohoo!
Yay!
Using her key strengths built over core values of integrity, intelligence, and energy, she pursues excellence in both her personal life and, more importantly, how she strives to work with clients to help build the growth mindset and a flexible change toolkit into the hands of the change champions. Welcome.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And so we'll kick off.
Wonderful. So I'm going to start by introducing Spark the Change itself. And it's important to share that this is a lovely global conference, something that was started a few years ago, running all the way across from London, Toronto, Montreal, Amsterdam, Melbourne. And yeah, we just had to get it to India. So it's in India next year in February 2018. The objective of Spark globally is to bring together leaders, practitioners from pretty much across the globe, across industries, sectors, and different fields really to explore different ways to create lasting change. And that's our whole and soul goal. We are hinging on 3 themes, the first one being disruption and change, the second one being unleashing people, and the third one being organizing the organization. Of course, there are more details, and I know Elizabeth will brief that with where we can find all those details, sparkthechangeindia.com and so on, but yeah, leave that for later. But yeah, that's Spark the Change India for you. And today in the Spark Cafe of Spark the Change India, we have a lovely speaker, Karen Chovan. And it's really great to have you on Spark Cafe. Karen, welcome.
Yeah, it's great to be here. So looking forward to what you have for me today.
We are looking forward to a lot of stuff and hearing a lot of stuff and learning that from you too. So let me just start with an introduction of Karen here. And she says she's a strategic forward thinker, and we have validated that she is. Pretty much a lot of people said that, so that's it. With strength in binding together data, information, people to identify risks and opportunities, to solve complex challenges, including leading teams through transformational change, which is amazing. And I specifically like one of the missions she puts out, and I must say that her mission today is to engage, educate, and enable people working in projects and organizations so that their individual efforts can make, an impact. And that's a really impactful mission statement. And perhaps that's where you would like to start by enlightening us on what triggered you, Karen, to come to all this way, where you are today and have such an awesome mission statement.
All right. Well, I've been working in the mining industry for 20 years, and I started out as a geological engineer, and I was working in the field and just, carrying out projects essentially as directed. And over the years, there were a number of opportunities for me to start making a difference in how we were performing environmentally, and further to that, then looking at what our external community stakeholders wanted to see incorporated into projects. And so I kept moving in that direction. In the last 10 years, I was embedded in organizational change and really working with a lot of different teams on how we could make a difference to our processes in a lot of things in terms of sustainability for improving project outcomes. So there's a lot of people who have a lot of great ideas. Often they don't have an avenue for making that difference or incorporating those things. So I worked with a team to actually start engaging a lot of people on what those ideas were, looking at the data trends and helping them identify different options, and then really just working with them to find out how we could make it happen. And so when I left the corporate world, I just decided that I really wanted to help a lot more people be able to do that. And the project management community and the engineering communities are prime examples of people who can engage others to make that difference. So that's where I came in.
This is where I entered.
Yes.
Right. And I think just before we started the call, right, Elizabeth, we were also talking about, Karen's own entity, as in the website and stuff. Maybe you want to enlighten us a bit on, what we read about.
Yeah. So I went and visited Enviro Integration Strategies, which is that a way to bring into you the mining aspect, or what's the environment?
Well, Enviro Integration Strategies, I'm engaged with integrating sustainability into projects. Mm-hmm. So that's both environment and some social considerations as well, bringing those into decision-making processes. So I have some training around how you might do that. I also have just some coaching and advisement on projects on how where the opportunities are. I also have another partnership it's linked to this website, but separate business is called Shift to Lean. So we've got a lot of lean training, lean project delivery training. So this is working specifically with project management and construction on how we can make a difference with our project performance there as well. So there's a really good tie between sustainability and lean processes, a lot of waste reduction, both in the physical sense as well as in the process, just the way we do things. There's a lot of opportunity for improvements there. So I've got the two hats, I suppose you could say. And
but bringing them both together, I mean, I'm sure the construction industry is still suffering from the industrial age mindset. So bringing that, it's a ripe opportunity to bring agile and lean practices into that industry.
And a lot of mining involves construction. So all the projects that I've ever been involved with are on new developments, the construction, both earth fill and infrastructure. So there's really good overlaps and ties between the two industries. So
cool. I'm just going to quickly read from your Enviro Integration Strategies here. So it says Enviro Integration Strategies is owned and operated by Karen Chovan, a sustainability change agent who has successfully collaborated and shared her knowledge to help the industrial world improve their practices and performance. Will yours be the next challenge to take on? That's very cool. Throw down the gauntlet.
Kind of forgot that I wrote that. That's awesome. It's nice to hear when other people read things sometimes and how it comes across. So.
I'm going to go, hey, look at that. I'm good. This is a really cool statement that you've got here. So if you'll indulge me for a second, I'm going to read this one as well because it's really neat. It says the best solutions to any challenge involves a strong network of diverse thinking, knowledge, and healthy conflict, and the ability for your team and stakeholders to work together effectively and efficiently. Whether you are balancing multiple risks, requirements, and improvement opportunities for a project or process, or implementing an organizational change initiative, it is your team functioning and cohesion which determines success or failure. Which would you prefer? We work within industry to influence decisions and make improvements. That's very cool because I think people underestimate the impact that their team can have on a project. So it would be great to hear how you've been doing that.
Well, I think anytime there's been a really big challenge that I've had to deal with, it hasn't always been my project. I've just been somebody who comes in and highlights the challenge, highlights the issues, the things, the data that I've collected. So similar to a business analyst, collecting a lot of information and then presenting that to the team. Every time it is the team members that are there who can start to suggest how we can do something differently or just brainstorm. I mean, the people who are doing the work in the field, they know their systems. They know where the biggest problems are, and they know some of the easiest ways that things can be changed. And like I said before, like often they've just never had an opportunity to suggest a change. They don't think they are, they don't think that they have the authority, maybe, I guess. So they just don't. They just keep working the way they are every day. And they go home and they complain, they hate this or they hate that. And, it's common. Everybody does it. Yeah. And yet we all make that difference. I bring people together and ask the questions and just explore with people. And then we move from there. Anything that comes up goes into different action plans, and we test and try things out. So this is actually how it ties to my talk, actually.
True. But before we get into that, so I'll just highlight. So there was another point to what Karen said, and we were talking about that when we started discussing about Karen's talk for Spark the Change India. And of course, a lot of times people, even if they know the issues and, there is this inside out perspective versus an outside in perspective that Karen brings to the table. And she's probably able to, nail those issues out even better and, show an outside in perspective there. And I think it's amazing. You know where to hit the nail and, where to really tap this hammer and say, that's where the real issue is, because the others are potentially symptoms. And her approach of doing this with design thinking and getting teams to collaborate and engage to bring a better outcome so that, they're moving in the direction of success. And that's the beauty also that she brings in through her talk with all her experience now through the mining industry, to construction, and all the lean aspects that she has been working on. And that's what I really loved about her talk. And maybe that's like a good transition for us to just, get into your talk directly. The title of her talk really is to design to engage and align for project success. I think you talked about it already. I just touched upon it, but it'll still be wonderful to hear more without unveiling everything about it, of course. But yeah.
Can't give away the secret sauce.
Yeah,
exactly.
No, I mean, design thinking as a concept is something that I didn't, when I was doing my projects, I didn't really know what that was. I never heard of it, right? So It's interesting when you find these different processes that are out there and you go, I've actually been doing that, and this is how it applied to all my work that I was doing. So it's really just tying things together for me and for, bringing that awareness to people that, there's a lot of different processes out there that we may not know all the details about, but we can apply them to our own work. And, because design thinking, it isn't normally applied to business improvement per se, or, it's more designing something, something you want to buy or sell, right? And so thinking a little differently in how we actually use that tool is really what I'm aiming to do for this. And I find like I've just already been doing it, and I wanted to highlight how well it works. So.
And you're doing it in a very unique industry. I mean, there's a member of the entrepreneurship group that I run, and she owns we have two members that are in very male-dominated industries, which tech still is. Tech and design are still very male-dominated. So I think it's amazing that you're able to go in with this perspective and really speak to the changes that can be necessary and be very encouraging to the women who are entering that field as well. Because I think I'd have to throw it over to the experts here, but would you say that agile and change is still quite a male-dominated field?
I think that's more of a question for Sarika, because I know in mining, obviously, and construction, women are not. I think in mining we have about maybe 18% in Canada, but it's a lot lower worldwide, and it's in most women are in specific roles, not necessarily out in the field. So, I've dealt with that my entire career, and I've been lucky to have some really great leaders, so I didn't have too many issues about that. But it is very apparent, and I'm also actually involved with women in mining, women in nuclear, and helping to encourage more women to come out into these types of fields. So, yeah, it's.
No, that's one of the things that we've tried to focus on for Spark Toronto and for Spark India is making sure that the events are engaging for everybody to come out. And Sarika's done an excellent job with the balance of speakers that we have right now that can speak to such a wide variety of experiences and a male and female perspective that is really important to reflect in any event. So I'm excited about the speaker lineup and to hear what you're able to offer from such a unique perspective. Geez, it's that one step closer, Sarika, to me booking that ticket,
Me too, actually. I've been thinking about it a lot.
Oh, really? Okay. That's something we should speak about now. Okay. hang on to your topic. Okay.
So we have about 2 minutes left. So were there any sort of key messages around the talk or anything, Karen, that you'd like to?
Right. I think it would be nice to leave this SparkCafe, everybody viewing it later also to understand what's your talk really going to offer to them as a takeaway or an action at the end of it. Because, of course, our format allows, every speaker to get the whole aspect of an exercise and everything, but specifically from designing to engage, the talk that you bring to the table, what is it that people can take away, our Spark participants can take away?
Yeah. Well, I really just want to introduce what design thinking is and how we can apply that to solving the challenges that we face in our project management, regardless of what type of methodology we follow. And it's really about some different strategies to engage those team members and bring their ideas forth on first understanding what are all of those issues that we face and what's causing us so many barriers to good project performance and just getting things done in a timely and cost-effective fashion. And the other is just, how do you bring out all of those ideas? How do you get people really excited about what they're doing? So using this tool is a way to do that, and the exercises will just show how that works, and so you can be able to take that back to your teams and then work on your own challenges using these tools too. So that's the intent.
Lovely. Yeah. Now that's really great. I mean, that's really a key takeaway that we want people to then also, go back to their work desk and try out something that can spark a change in their workplace and see an experiment on it, right? So that's really cool. Thank you for sharing that, Karen. Really interesting.
So thank you, everybody, we're actually going to be heading into the roll-up here. So we have to do the obligatory. Please visit us at sparkthechangeindia.com. Most importantly right now is there is a structure to the registration fees. And the first bonus, unfortunately, all done. So we're into the second phase of making the tickets that are already extremely affordable even more affordable. If you're inspired to attend and want to learn more, you can visit sparkthechangeindia.com. On the website are all of our amazing speakers, so you can check out the terrific blog posts that Sarika has written that sort of outlines the speaker's background and what they're going to be bringing to Spark the Change. And then you can visit that really important page that says registration and book your ticket so that you don't miss out and have to pay the full price, which is, again, an amazing deal, but, save money if you can. You can also follow us on Spark the Change IN on Twitter. Notifications are going out all the time. Sarika announcing the speakers and all the amazing things that are coming out, but check us out. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to get in touch. We are real people that will answer your questions and be more than happy to chat with you and help you figure out your travel plans. So thank you, everybody, for joining us. And I think we're going to wrap up, and we'll raise our glasses for the Spark Cafe, and
all right,
and we'll call it a day.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Elizabeth, Cheers. And thank you, Karen, for being
thank you very
lovely
much.
People on Spark Cafe.
All right, well, thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us today in the Spark Cafe. To learn more about Spark the Change India or any of the great speakers that you've been learning about, please visit sparkthechangeindia.com or check us out on Twitter at SparkChangeIN.